All right, all right, all right, all right. We got some action. We got some action. Gonna give gonna give people a few minutes to come in. I did not pre-plan to go live, but I felt compelled to do so after we got us some good news today. And for those of you that do not know, um, after 155, 56 days, don't quote me, Young Thug is free. And I want to jump right into it because I've been on YouTube, I've been on Law and Crime, I've been on different streaming platforms. I've been in the comments, I've been reading some of the comments over the last few days, and everyone has an opinion, right? And so some people's opinion isn't necessarily that the time that the God is favorable to him. But let me just say this, and I'll probably say this again throughout this video. A win is a win. If you've never been up against a fight with the justice system, you don't know what it feels like to wake up every morning at the crack of dawn, take a shower, eat that raggedy food, shackled from your arms to your waist to your feet, be transported to court, sit in a freezing cold court, and know that your life and your fate is in the hands of the prosecutors, the jurors, and sometimes the judge. So, in the case of Thug, this trial has been going on. He's been in custody since 2022. This trial has been going on for so long. And so, again, everybody had an opinion about his plea deal. Thug is a father, he's a musician, he's a creator, and he's a man. And so again, if you have never had to fight the justice system, you don't know what that's like. When your life is in somebody else's hand and you got to call home and this person died and that person died and this person is sick, and let me tell you, and all of us can attest to this, that life seems like it's getting shorter. Thug has taken a lot of losses since this trial has been going on. I think he lost the mother of one of his children. He's lost several friends, not being able to attend funerals, having to sit there and listen to District Attorney Love. She's horrible. She's horrible. Um, District Attorney Hilton. She's not so bad, but she's horrible. She might not be horrible 3 times, but she's just as horrible. We watched how this trial went left field every single day to to witness tampering, to evidence not being brought in. It's been a show. And so while it may sound like Thug's plea agreement isn't favorable to him, but it is. um if you go back and you listen to the recap of his lawyers talking, they were basically saying this wasn't even our choice, this wasn't our decision, this was solely on him. Until you've become a father, and until your life has flashed you by, you won't understand. Now, some of his conditions, and I won't go through them all. I want you all to do your research so that you're not solely dependent on me. Some of his conditions were he could not hang out over on Cleveland Avenue. Um, Anytime that he was in Fulton County, it needed to be for like a benefit concert. And he's talking to young kids about the reduction of gun violence and how to go to school. And everybody doesn't have to be a rapper. His stipulations for being able to travel out of the country was not taken from him. He could still travel out of the country. And for those of you that call Gunna a snitch, even if he is a snitch, y'all owe him an apology, because Thug still wants to work with him. You know why? Because that's where the money is coming from, right? Sometimes we have different sets of friends. If you're in the comments, drop some stuff in the comments so I know that you're here. I see the numbers going up and down. As long as I have this recorded, I know people can go back and watch it. I just wanted to put this on record. Right. So that was in his agreement that he's still able to work with Gunner and make music. I think him and Gunner make really good music together. We saw some of the other plea deals that took place this week. I know Quay took a plea deal. Quay got a really sweet deal. Quay with the dreads that sit up in the bun with the glasses. He got a really good sweet deal. Pretty much puts him out the door. We saw the other Quay who had 3 life sentences plus I think 100 years. But again, you got to go back and watch it so that you understand. And why am I trying to get you involved in this? Because the justice system is corrupt, and if you have Black and brown children, you need to be able to advocate for them. If you have Black and brown children that are in the streets, you need to have some money set aside for them, because what else this case has taught us? You got to have some money. You got to have some legal representation, some fire legal representation that are willing to fight and go to bat for you and go to jail for you, because that's what Attorney Steele was held in contempt and said, if I gotta go to jail, let me spend time in the cell with my client. So we got Thug back. He understands. He made a statement basically about understanding the mistakes that he made. And here's the thing, and let me stop and pause and say this. When you're raised in a specific environment, and that environment is already set up for you to fail and is not conducive for you to succeed, these things will happen, right? And so sometimes we have these disadvantages. Our back is already up against the wall before we become teenagers. So he had his dad was present, but you all also have to understand some things that he has seen growing up in Fulton County, growing up in an impoverished neighborhood. You're not afforded a lot. So in turn, you turn to rap because you know what? Aside from selling drugs, in rap, you make money really fast, right? You get the tour. Rap may lead you into investments. Rap may lead you into acting. It does so many different things. And so Thug is able to go home to his family, and I am happy about that. Now, you all know I have been running this campaign, this free your incarcerated loved ones campaign. I did it before, and hundreds of individuals was free. Now, again, I will say this trial has been going on for a long time. And because my schedule was extremely busy, I couldn't find the time to just sit and get into it and go back and just kind of, study and pray. Over the last 3 months, I've been invested in this case, right? And again, I felt like I always tell you all, God assigned me to people. I knew that God had assigned me to this case. And the moment I got involved spiritually, things started to happen. The guy started going home. And again, some of them did not get favorable sentences, but they don't have life. They don't have life. Now we have two, Shannon Stillwell and I think Mr. Kendrick, Yacht Gotti. They're still waiting. The things that the state had put on the table for them didn't sound good at all. Those guys are saying, no, we just gonna go to trial. And I'm praying that they get some great offers. But what I also want to say is when you are in those comments, you got to be mindful that everybody gets a turn. And when you in those comments and you're saying things like, oh, here, rat, you have to do your research before you put those kind of bones out on people. Oh, so-and-so shouldn't have took a plea and they shouldn't have did this. If you get up against the justice system and prosecutors and your babies are looking you in your face, or maybe they're not even looking you in your face at all, you're hearing their voices behind a phone and they're screaming and there's nothing you can do, let me tell you something. You'll do what you got to do. But I will say this, looking at Thug's plea agreement and what's been put on the table and all of his conditions, while I look from a bird's eye view, I'll say this. Because while I'm saying freedom members, I'm also a mother, I'm also a sister, I'm also a wife. So guess what? I'm also a teacher. And so In my opinion, some of the conditions that are written up for Thug needed to be written up, because here's the thing: you got to associate yourself from people, places, things, and neighborhoods. So while you do have family that's in Atlanta, guess what? You're gonna have to put them on a plane and they got to come and see you, or you got to move to another part of Atlanta. In about a year or so, you'll have money to do that, right? So we just got to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is those babies. He got to be home for those children. The little girl is that made a diss track. We don't want our children to be us. So he made the best decision. Like he said, he gained all his weight. We watched Thug, whether he was gaining weight from eating all this processed food, whether he gained weight due to stress. Listen, that jail food is horrible. We know that. And it's horrible in taste and it's horrible for your body. So he has to get medical, treatment. He's probably going to detox. So I believe that the conditions that the judge set for him were really good conditions. Some of you may say, "Oh, his hand tied. He can't do that. 15 years is too long." No, it's not. If you got your mind set on doing the right thing, you can do the right thing. And I don't believe he want to be a part of some of that stuff anymore. There's not a crime in being a gang. The crime doesn't start until you start doing crime. Go, you got a studio in your home in California or wherever you living at, make your music. Spend a year making music. That's a year gone already. You can do streams from your studio. You ain't never got to come out the house, because guess what got to happen? Before you just jump right back on the road and start touring, you got to make sure them baby's okay. You got to grieve your loved ones that passed away. So you all be mindful. And it's a lot of immaturity in the chats a lot of time over on YouTube, the shade room. You all got to take it easy on people, because again, if you're in the street, you shouldn't really have an opinion about somebody's life. These guys this is life or death. And I kept saying, let's hurry up and wrap this up. And I'm gonna still follow the case because I want to see what happens with the other two guys that are left, because the odds are stacked against them. But I love working with individuals who have the odds stacked against them, because I know what that looks like. I have loved ones that all of the odds were stacked against them. So we want to see what happens with this, right? So I'm excited. I wanted to be able to see. I haven't learned all of this stuff yet to be able to put pictures and stuff behind me. I don't know. I see something that says present video file slide, so share screen. So I'll figure out how to do all that. But I just really wanted to come and just talk. And I know I kind of just jumped on, didn't really tell you all I was going to jump on. Today's Thursday. It's my podcast day anyway. But I'm going to come back. I know I've been doing a lot of live over on Instagram. I'm supposed to be live over Instagram. I don't know, but nonetheless, I know I'm live on YouTube. So I wanted to see when they walk Thug out of Rice Street. And again, this won't be that difficult. If you want to, this 2024 is about changing your lifestyle. Whether it's the way you eat, who you're hanging out with, how you think. It's about self-care. And we saw how bad things went with this trial. We saw how bad things went before the trial started. Thug is not a bad guy. We see that. We saw him, sit on Baby's documentary and say, I would tell him how much you need today. Nah, don't go outside. Don't sell no drugs. Don't do this. You need 100,000, he go 100,000. If you need more, come back and get it. That's the kind. And people with great hearts end up in bad situations a lot of times. And so I'm praying the best for him. I'm praying that everything works out for him. I'm praying that he is surrounded by positivity. I'm praying that he's surrounded by love. I'm praying that the money that he left has already been multiplied, and that he doesn't have to work as hard. Because again, the Thug took a lot of losses, y'all. Not just money and sales, and his streams did go up, but he took a lot of losses from people that he loved. And so be mindful of that. So we will continue to follow the case with Yak Gotti and Shannon. I'm praying for them, because when I was listening to a lot of these guys speak about their upbringing, it was hard to listen to because there were either one parent absent or both. Some of them seemed, mom or dad get killed. It was a lot, and my heart was breaking because these are stories that we've heard before, and these are similar stories of some of our favorite people. They've gone through so much, and you just don't know how a person chooses to live a lifestyle. You become a part of a gang because you need to be a part of a family. You don't become a part of a gang because you want to do gang stuff. No, you become a part of a gang because you want to be a part of a community, right? And again, just be mindful that when your life isn't in people's hands, you got to make the best decision for you. And I think my favorite's in Thug. I think he's going to be okay. He's packed up. He's moving. He wants to start over. He wants to make music. He can't say slime. He can't say any gang related thing. He can't do any of that stuff. He has enough wisdom to understand he does not want to go back into Fulton County. And let me tell you something. The people of Fulton County needs to vote, and you need to vote Fani out of it. Her attitude is horrible. I wouldn't want that lady representing me for nothing. I know it's late. I had to do this. I know it looks crazy. The lighting is crazy, but whatever. You definitely get the message. Go back and watch it. Um, I'll be coming back. If I don't think this, I don't know what it did on Instagram, but I'm gonna go over to Instagram separately and just have a conversation and just see where everybody's head is. And I know everybody got an opinion, and that's fine. But you ain't paid a couple $1 million for Brian Steele and Keith. You ain't pay for them, right? Your daughter ain't writing making diss tracks and going viral. He's a father. Allow him to be a father. He's a son. Allow him to be a son. He's an artist. Allow him to be an artist. Allow him to go home. And you know what a rat is. That's what it is. Stop putting that title on people that don't deserve it. Y'all got to stop and read. Go back to school. Go to law school. It'll be good for you. School is important because this has shown us who's smart and who's not. And these people may not be your favorite people, but please remember, you reap what you sow, and everybody gets a turn. So I pray to God that none of you end up in any kind of trouble. This is my 20 minutes. I'm over time. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Run over to Instagram because that's where I'm going.